Hi guys, so this is my analysis on Bitcoin. What am I expecting on Bitcoin? If you watched my previous analysis on Bitcoin, you know that I said I'm expecting Bitcoin to push to the downside to at least around 27,600. So I said I was expecting it to at least come down to this level right here. That was my top target. So my first target was my negative 27% fib level, which is around 28,870, and the second target was my negative 61.8% fib level, which is around 28,177, and my third target was, like I said, was around this right here, because you can see there was a break of structure here, and I said there's a possibility we might come back to retest that line, to retest the zone, and touch, and we might have like a possible trend line touch, which is dead, before we now either continue to push to the upside or push to the downside. That was my analysis for the previous one, but as we can see that we actually surpassed. So now that we have surpassed this thoughts that I have right here, let me reanalyze. I'm gonna delete some of my previous analyses and reanalyze based on the current price action right now. So right now we can see I'm going to adjust this, delete this trend line right here. I can also delete this one right here. Let me zoom in and see what I'm looking at right now. I can adjust this a little bit, because something like this. Okay, the trend line right here, I'm going to readjust the trend line. Okay, that looks better. So now what are we looking at now? You can see, let me extend this trend line right here. Okay, what are we looking at now? I have different scenarios now on this. My first scenario is, because we broke this trend line right here with this candlestick, right? There's a possibility that we might continue to push to the downside, but I'm still a little bit we are kind of in a sensitive state right now because of this weak rejection around this 50%. All right, this line right here, there was a tiny line here, it's a 50% line right there. If I go to a bigger time frame, I'll tell you my reason why I drew that box. We can see that this is an engulfing candle. We broke this trend line with that engulfing candle, right? Let me delete this one. Okay, like I said, we broke this trend line with this candle right here. Right now, this is an other block right here. Right around this block right here is an other block, right? Will be. So now we are currently around that other block, the 50% of the other block, 50% of 50% of the other block right around this area. So that determines that we might start rejecting around this other block and continue to push to the upside. That is a possibility, and that is my reason why I said we just have to be a little bit more patient to see more confluences before we continue to push to the, either we're already on a downside or this is just a possible fake out right here. Then it might still continue to push to the upside, despite the fact that the trend line was broken. Let me readjust this one. Despite the fact that this trend line right here was broken with this, but it hasn't given me enough reason to think that we are going to continue to sell right here. I want more confluences. Another confluence I want is, one of the confluences I want is, before I start selling, I want a break of structure. I want it to break this previous structure right here. So I still want an engulfing candle right here, or something that gives bearish momentum for us to know that we will continue to push to the downside. So I want a break of structure. I still wanted to come back to this trend line that was broken to have a possible retest around this trend line, and that this is a possibility right here, because you can see there is an imbalance around this area right here. So we might push up a little bit to this to fill the imbalance to continue to push to the downside. That is if we continue to push to the downside, but I want to be a little bit more patient to gather more information for us to know that we have actually broken the that we are now on the bearish momentum, and this is not a fake out. So I have different scenarios. Like I said, the first scenario is we might come up to this level to fill in the imbalance and continue to push to the downside. I mean, that is what I expect if we are going to continue to push to the downside. Another one is we might not actually get to this to fill the imbalance, but there was a breakout zone here. This zone right here, we can see whenever we get to the zone, there is always a rejection, and this practically broke it, right? So I want to see something coming back to that zone, right? Retesting that zone and seeing weak rejection around that zone for us to confirm that it is failing to break around the zone and the trend line as well, for us to now continue to push to the downside. So right now we are in a kind of like a sensitive situation right now, because we can actually continue to push to the upside, like I said, because of it might just be like this is filling up the other block, like I said, to continue to push the upside. That's a possibility, and that this might just be like a fake out right here. But if we are a little bit more patient to gather more data, then we will know if it's truly a breakout or a fake out. So that is my thoughts on Bitcoin, guys. Hope you find it insightful. If you do, don't forget to subscribe, comment and like, and I'll definitely see you in my next analysis. Thank you for watching, guys. Bye.